The story of the film begins with five friends driving to Texas, America, in their car. They're cruising along, probably blasting music, and arguing over who gets control of the AUX cord, because let's be real, someone always picks the worst playlist. Suddenly, a scared girl appears in front of their car. They manage to avoid hitting her, and being the good Samaritans they are, they stop to help her. The girl starts talking about a killer, which, honestly, sounds like the start of a bad horror movie. One of the friends, Ari, thinks the girl might be suffering from mental depression, or maybe she just watched too many scary movies and needs a nap. They decide to take her with them in their car because, hey, what could go wrong? As they drive, they reach Texas and see a shop. The girl freaks out, saying they're on the wrong path, and tries to stop the car. She's so scared that she grabs a gun from nearby, because apparently, guns are just lying around in Texas like candy. The friends are terrified, and no one knows why she's acting like this. They finally calm her down, but the tension in the car is thicker than a bowl of Texas chili. The friends decide they've had enough and want to get rid of the girl's body. Wait, what? Oh, she died? That escalated quickly. They don't want to carry her around like a creepy road trip souvenir, so they plan to go to the police station and dump the body there. Because, that's totally normal. They drive to a gas station and ask the owner to call the police. The owner tells them the police officer is at a factory named Yacht. This seems weird to the friends, but they're already in too deep, like that one time you agreed to help a friend move and ended up carrying a couch up 5 flights of stairs. Reluctantly, they head to the factory. At the factory, they find no one, not a single soul. They search around but don't even see a vehicle. Just as they're about to give up, they meet a scared little boy named Jack. They ask him about the police officer, and Jack says the officer is from his village and is at home. Jack gives them the address, and Aaron, one of the friends, decides to go with the camper to the officer's house to explain everything and get out of this mess. When they reach the house, they meet Monty, Yacht's father, sitting on a chair. Aaron asks about Yacht, and Monty says he's not home but can call him. Monty lets Aaron inside but makes the camper wait outside, because apparently Monty has a strict no campers allowed policy. Aaron calls Yacht, who says he'll be there in half an hour. Meanwhile, Monty asks Aaron to help him sit on a ball chair because priorities, right? While Aaron's inside, the camper starts worrying because it's taking too long. He decides to go in and look for Aaron, but then plot twist. A man named Leatherface attacks him and drags him away, because nothing says welcome to Texas like a chainsaw-wielding maniac. Aaron leaves the house but doesn't see the camper anywhere. She assumes he went back to the factory and heads there herself, because clearly, going back to the creepy factory is the best idea ever. At the same factory, we see Yacht, who has arrived and takes the dead girl's body with him in his car, because apparently, carrying dead bodies around is just a normal Tuesday for him. Aaron also reaches the factory, but doesn't see the camper anywhere. She's confused and tells her friends they need to find the camper, because losing a friend in a creepy factory is totally on brand for this group. The friends start searching for the camper around the factory, but can't find him. It's like a game of hide and seek, except the stakes are life and death. While searching, they come across a car and find a family photograph inside. The photo has the same girl they found on the highway. Cue the dramatic music, because this is getting weirder by the minute. Aaron is super worried about the camper, and tells her friend Andy they need to go back to Monty's house to look for him. Because clearly, going back to the house of a suspicious old man is the best idea ever. They arrive at Monty's house, and Aaron starts talking to Monty to distract him. Meanwhile, Andy sneaks inside like a budget spy. Inside the house, Andy finds a room full of body parts hanging like decorations. Because Monty's idea of home decor is straight out of a horror movie. Andy freaks out and starts screaming. Aaron runs inside, and Monty gets mad when he sees Andy. But wait, it gets worse. Leatherface shows up, wearing a helmet and looking like he's auditioning for a heavy metal band. Andy grabs a weapon and attacks Leatherface, but Aaron manages to escape. Because when things go south, it's every man or woman for themselves. Leatherface catches Andy, cuts off one of his legs, and drags him away. Andy's having a really bad day, but at least he's not the camper. Speaking of the camper, Leatherface has taken him to a room where he's preparing to wear the camper's skin on his face. Because nothing says fashion statement like wearing someone else's face. We also get a glimpse of Leatherface's real face, and it's terrifying. Think of the ugliest potato you've ever seen, and it's still better looking than him. Meanwhile, Aaron runs back to her friends and tells them everything. She's basically the group's designated screamer at this point. They try to leave in their car, but it won't start. Because of course, the car decides to break down now. Thanks, universe. Yacht shows up and gets suspicious when he sees them trying to leave. He finds drugs in their car, because why not add illegal substances to this mess, and starts torturing one of the friends, Morgan. Yacht tells Morgan to shoot himself, just like the boy who died in their car. Yacht's really into dramatic life lessons, apparently. Morgan gets scared but gathers the courage to take Yacht's gun. Yacht gets angry, leaves Aaron and Pepper behind, and takes Morgan to Leatherface's house. Because nothing says fun road trip like being dragged to a killer's lair. Back at the car, Aaron and Pepper try to start it, but Leatherface shows up. Because he just can't resist crashing the party. Pepper gets out of the car and tries to run, but Leatherface catches her and cuts her badly with his chains. Pepper's day just went from bad to worse. Aaron realizes Leatherface has killed the camper and is wearing his skin. Because Leatherface is all about recycling, I guess. She runs away and reaches a cabin where she meets two ladies, Narrett and Luda. Aaron tells him about the killer, but Luda says, oh, he's not that bad. He's a simple man. Because apparently, wearing people's faces is just a quirky personality trait. Aaron is given handmade tea to calm down. Because nothing solves a murder spree like a nice cup of tea. She then sees the same family photograph she found in the car earlier. It's like the universe is playing a really twisted game of connect the dots. Aaron and the others are completely confused about what's happening. And honestly, who wouldn't be? Then we see Henrietta talking on the phone while holding a small child. Because apparently, multitasking is her superpower. The child had committed suicide and belonged to the same family as the girl who served the tea. Talk about a dysfunctional family. It turns out both Henrietta and the girl work for Lady Leatherface, meaning they're part of the Leatherface family. Because every family needs a chainsaw-wielding maniac, right? Meanwhile, Aaron faints because the tea she drank was spiked. Pro tip: never accept handmade tea from strangers in horror movies. When she wakes up, she finds herself in the same house where Leatherface killed all her friends. Because waking up in a murder house is everyone's worst nightmare. The Leatherface family is there too, and we learn they've been killing people ruthlessly for fun. They're basically the Kardashians of horror. One of the ladies, Luda, tells Aaron that Leatherface is her son. She explains he has a skin disease, which is why he kills people and uses their skin. Because nothing says loving mother like enabling your son's murderous skincare routine. The whole family supports him in this, and we find out Yad is her elder son. So, it's a family business. How wholesome. Monty, Luda's husband and Leatherface's dad, shows up and drags Aaron away. Because dads in horror movies are either useless or terrifying, no in-between. He kills her in 20 minutes, efficient, I'll give him that, and Aaron sees many dead bodies, including Andy, who's hanging from a hook. Andy's having the worst day of his life, and that's saying something. Andy is in a lot of pain and begs Aaron to help him. Aaron refuses at first, but eventually gives in and unwillingly kills Andy with a knife. Because when your friend asks you to end their suffering, you just do it, I guess. She then sees Morgan in a bathtub, badly tortured by Leatherface. Morgan's day isn't going much better. Aaron takes Morgan out of the bathtub, and they meet a little boy named Jack, Yacht's son. Because even kids are involved in this mess. Jack helps Aaron and Morgan try to escape, but Leatherface shows up with his chainsaw. Because he just can't resist a dramatic entrance. Aaron somehow saves herself, and they all run away. Morgan and Aaron hide in an old cabin nearby, but Leatherface finds them. Because hiding in a cabin in the middle of nowhere always works out so well in horror movies. Aaron thinks Leatherface has left and breathes a sigh of relief. But surprise, he attacks from the other side. Classic horror movie fake out. Leatherface tries to cut Aaron with his chainsaw, but Morgan steps in to save her. Morgan's finally being useful, but it doesn't last long. Leatherface hangs Morgan in the cabin and cuts his body in half with his chainsaw. Morgan's day officially goes from bad to worse. Aaron, terrified, runs for her life while Leatherface chases her with his chainsaw. Because nothing says fun workout like being chased by a chainsaw-wielding maniac. She reaches a fence, climbs over it easily, but Leatherface gets stuck and injures himself with his chainsaw. Karma's a real chainsaw, huh? Aaron keeps running and reaches the highway, where she tries to stop a car. The driver sees her and speeds away. Because helping a screaming, blood-covered woman is apparently too much to ask. Aaron runs again and reaches the Blair Met shop, where she sees Leatherface once more. Because he's like a bad penny. He just keeps turning up. Aaron hides in some meat nearby, because why not? But Leatherface finds her and cuts through the meat with his chainsaw. Because nothing says dinner time like a chainsaw massacre. Aaron grabs a knife and hides somewhere else, hoping to survive. Spoiler, she probably won't. Once Leatherface got close to Aaron, she quickly grabbed the knife and chopped off one of his hands like she was slicing a pizza, which made him howl in pain. It was a pretty wild move, and that left Leatherface completely messed up. Seeing her chance, Aaron ran like the wind, headed straight for the highway. Out of nowhere, a truck pulled over to help her, and she jumped in, ready to get away from all the madness. Oh, but wait, plot twist. The truck driver wasn't your average helpful guy. He hit Aaron with the same creepy vibe as the rest of the gang, just like how Aaron and her friends were bringing the dead girl to Leatherface earlier. Aaron was still in full I won't give up mode, even though she looked like she'd seen better days. She kept trying to stop the driver from taking her anywhere she didn't want to go, but the guy just didn't care. He drove her straight to Leatherface's house. Once they arrived, Aaron looked around and noticed that creepy little kid again, staring at her from the other side of the house. The truck driver went inside to chat with Leatherface's family, and that's when Erin had a light bulb moment. She realized, hold on, this is the family of the guy who's been trying to chop me into pieces. So, Erin wasn't about to trust the driver and decided to bail. As she was about to leave, Erin spotted a yacht car parked outside. She must have been desperate to get away, because who thinks, I'll escape in the yacht car? She grabbed the kid and hopped into the car, but of course, things weren't that simple. As she started the car, guess who decided to pop up like an unwanted guest at a party? Leatherface himself, grinning like a maniac. The car got absolutely wrecked in a battle with Leatherface, who was trying to saw it to bits with his chainsaw. Seriously, who needs a chainsaw in a car fight? Just ask Leatherface, I guess. Erin somehow managed to escape the wreck and got away with the little kid. In the end, she saved both her life and the child's. And that's how the movie wrapped up, with Erin and the kid running off into the sunset, leaving Leatherface to probably go back to his family reunion or whatever.